Hey guys, good morning. Morning here anyways. Matt from Upsilon Mining here, and today I thought I would do a quick video on my personal opinion, and mind you, I'm not a seasoned miner at all. I've been mining only since the beginning of 2022 essentially. But I came in at an interesting time, and as you all know, Ethereum is going proof of stake supposedly in June. There may be a delay in that, depending on how, I guess, all the testing goes, and if any defects come out. I mean, as a 20-plus year senior developer coming from the software development industry, I can tell you that if there is a backlog of dozens of test cases and stories around testing remaining in any sort of sprint in an epic or whatnot, where the QA teams need to go through test scenarios and make sure that certain things are checking out. Usually there's going to be some problems. It's very rare that there is no bugs found or issues found. Generally that causes churn, so when bugs are found, it needs to be sent back through the process, whether you're running Agile or Scrum or whatever they might be doing, at the Ethereum Foundation, I guess. It needs to be sent back to the developers. They need to review the findings. They need to gather an understanding. There's a discovery period. They got to figure out what the bugs are, and then they need to fix those bugs and send them back for testing. It's a kind of like it's a cycle in which churn occurs, where a developer maybe completes a feature, does their localized unit testing and testing on it, and then they send it over to a dev team or a QA team, depending on what their workflow would be. The test team will look at it, and if there's bugs, they send it back. And very rarely is there not going to be any bugs. I mean, as a developer in my 20-plus years, I very rarely, maybe I'm just a crappy developer, but very rarely in 20-plus years have I ever sent a completed story over, thrown over the wall to QA, and it's been perfect. Unless it's very simple, like we're talking super simple changes, like we're talking about UI, we're talking about label changes and things like that. But when you're talking about blockchain technology, decentralized crypto and whatnot, and nodes and all this stuff, I think it gets much more complicated, and I think there's more at stake too. So the testing has to be more rock solid. I mean, I'm kind of getting off on point here, but basically what I'm saying is that if there's a lot of things remaining, I can't see it being. It's like March now, so April, May, June, so like a little over 3 months and a week, that they're going to magically complete all the test cases, have zero bugs or defects, and still launch. The only way they'd launch still is if the bugs are so minor that it doesn't really affect the functionality of the blockchain and how it works. So that being said, what is the strategy for post Ethereum, ETH 2.0? What are we going to do? Okay, so as the first thing I'm just going to point on is GPU prices. Now, I will be the first to say that I got screwed and did a newbie of buying a lot of, I wouldn't say a lot, but a decent number of GPUs at inflated prices, like really bad prices. For example, I would pay 1900 USD for a 3800 non-LHR, I think it was. Okay, I remember specifically paying this much. But if you go now to eBay, and let's check out a 3080 non-LHR Asus stuff. Okay, so we'll do best match. We'll do buy it now, and we'll do sort by. Actually, so we'll sort by the lowest price. I always do this. Okay, so we're getting buy it now for 1500, 1600. So we're talking like close to 25% reduction in cost versus what I paid. So I overpaid on a bunch of things, and I've noticed a trend whereby a lot of these items would actually be dropping in price over time too. Example is the 6600. Let's look at the RX 6600. I bought a bunch of these power colors. Okay, so I bought these power colors originally. There were this is only a few weeks back actually. Before that, it was even more. I paid like $610 or $607, and I bought 8 of these off Amazon. Now it's down to $587, and I suspect this will continue to drop. And I'm seeing this drop everywhere. funny enough, eBay is lagging behind due to the used goods market. Everyone on eBay is trying to essentially hold on to the value that they invested into these cards, and you can see it, and it's very clear. And the reason why it's clear is because people, or the reason why people are doing that is that they're trying to recover the cost that they sunk into an overinflated GPU. So personally, as a miner, I'm not trying to sell all my cards off, but if I tried to sell them off for what I paid for them, there's no way I would get them back. And I sort of knew that going in. My sort of break-even point was always defined as the cost, essentially, when the cost paid minus the coined mine minus price of electricity, of course, equals 0. That's ROI, in my opinion. ROI is not when you pay $1,000 for a card and you make $1,000 and you still have the card. No, $1,000 is when you buy the card for $1,000, you mine $200 on it, and you can now sell for $800. Boom, you break even. You're not behind. You're not ahead. I mean, mine taking the electricity costs into account as well. So like your ROI, in my opinion, is what it takes to just break even. Like the only thing you lost is time and maybe energy. Okay, anything above that is profitable. So if you if you buy it for 1,000, you mine 300, you sell for 800, and with with electricity costs factored in, you might make $100, right? So that's a profit, in my opinion, because those are assets that you own. They have value no matter what. They're not going to drop to 0. They're going to be worth something. So you don't have to worry about mining right till it goes down to 0. Just mine until it gets to the point where you can sell the damn thing and recover your money and not lose anything. You want to make money on top of that, of course. That's the benefit here. Oh, sorry, that's the benefit. That's the goal for most miners, but that should not be in your thought process that you need to make exactly what you paid for the card to ROI. Essentially, you may need to make just 1 cent over what you would make to sell it, to cost to sell it, and you could just do that by doing some basic analysis on the market and looking at it. So right now, cards are dropping. I mean, this dropped within 2 weeks. $20 a card, and this will continue to drop. And my opinion is that when ETH 2.0 happens, whenever that does happen, it will drop like bottom market, because a lot of people, the thing is, the profitability is really good right now. So if we look at, look at all my stuff we got here, what to mine, like everyone uses, we'll go to what to mine and we'll do a 3090, because I got a 6 card 3090 rig. So let's do a 3090 rig. Where the hell is it? Damn. 3090 rig, do one of those, and I'm going to calculate 10 cents a kilowatt hour, which is roughly what I am at. So this is really weird. Like this is 0. Equihash 0 is coming at like $8. I'm not sure. I need to look into that coin. If any of you guys know anything about this, like some of these weird coins that seem to be spiking to the top, please comment below. I'm really curious to learn more about this. But essentially, let's just look at what everyone knows, which is mostly Ethereum, right? So it's $3.91 a card. This was up to like at least $8 or $9 or more per card back like in October and November and all that stuff, right? It was really freaking high. So it's like literally a third of the price. It's not scaled. So basically, it's not scaled in the sense that what you pay now, the savings will not recover in the amount of Ethereum, but that's because Ethereum's down and the difficulty's up. But over time, hopefully with Ethereum in the market, you will make more money, right? So I always said that if the value drops, who cares what it is today? If it peaks, you should check out Bitsby Trippin did a video on yield. You should look at the yield, which is basically what the amount of coin you're yielding, not this profit, because you should be hodling for the most part. But I understand most people can't hodl. They're taking some of that, cashing it out, and using it to pay electricity bills. Personally, I'm saving it all, and that's my plan to go forward, because I pay for electricity bills from other means. So this amount here, $3.91, right? So if you look at the card cost for a 3090, I have the Dell Alienware. So let's look at the Dell Alienware. So let's see, 3090, we're looking at 1874 plus shipping. We'll just do say $1,900. Okay, $1,900 divided by 391. 485 days. That's actually not too bad. I mean, it's under 500, but people were at the point, at some point, were actually wanting to break even on this stuff after like, under a year, right? Which is pretty good still. But point being is, this value of 391 is not what you're going to get after ETH 2.0. In fact, you won't even be able to mine this. So like, if you look at like all the this hash right here, 953 terahash per second. That's from all the ASICs in the world, all the GPUs combined, all their computing power. If you add it all up on that specific coin, on that algorithm, it's going to be 953 terahash. When that just kind of like goes poof, like you're going to only be left with some of these other ones, right? So like Ethereum Classic, Gemlink, or whatever these ones are, Flux, Ergo, Furo, Ravencoin, like. But that being said, that hash power, that's going to probably move over, right? There's going to be some of that in ASICs that are using specific, like ASICs are only specific types of algorithms, right? So like the ETH hash algorithm, for example, a lot of these ASICs can only hash that algorithm. So it can't be used for like something like Flux or something else. That being said, that needs to go somewhere. So I think a lot of it's going to go to the Ethereum Classic because these are using relatively similar algorithms, as I've heard. So you get a lot of ASICs moving over there, and a lot of GPUs might just spread out through the other ones, but we don't know where it's going to go specifically. Will it be an even spread? Is it going to be one or the other one? Those are all unknowns to me. Moral of the story is this is no longer be available, and this 324 won't be 324 anymore, and it's simple. It's simple because that hash rate needs to go somewhere. So it's going to flood these other coins, okay? And say this goes up to 25.55, whereas 900, let's say this even takes a quarter of this. This is going to go up to like, what, 275 terahash from 25 terahash? What do you think is that going to do to the difficulty? It's going to make it much harder to find blocks. So as it's going to find it much harder to find blocks, the block rewards are going to be much smaller. So like this 324 is not going to be 324, that could be 30 cents or 50 cents. Which is really small. So when people start seeing that, what they're going to do is they're going to panic, and they're not going to want to buy GPUs for mining. Most people aren't going to want to because they won't be able to afford the electricity costs, or it's just not going to be worth it to them to go through the effort of building a farm. So what they're going to do is they're going to either not buy cards, and then the people that have cards that are like paying more electricity now, they're going to panic, and they're going to sell their cards. So like this 1874, which is, man, this is good for what I paid. I think I paid, there was like some that were like $3,000. It was fucking retarded. Sorry about that. I can say my apologies. I need to be politically correct. So like that could go down to like $1,500 or $1,400 or $1,300, and that's when like I'll be looking at maybe buying them, or when it drops even lower, depending on how much it goes. The closer it gets to MSRP, it could go below MSRP if there's a flood of them to the market. So don't buy now. Wait till after or right around when the staking happens. Okay, so that makes sense because that's a lingering threat that's always going to kind of be there. Okay. Second thing is what coin to mine, which I kind of touched on. What coin to mine? Some people like DJ Mines, for example. I know Hobbyist Mine and DJ Mines just did a kind of like a collab on it, but his strategy is to go to NiceHash. The cool thing about NiceHash is that NiceHash will actually automatically, I only got a couple of rigs on NiceHash right now, but I'm running on Windows 10. But NiceHash will automatically switch between the algorithms, so you don't have to say mine this coin, mine that coin, mine Ravencoin, and you don't have to do it every day. It'll automatically switch between which is the most profitable at that day, at that point in time, and it will pay you in Bitcoin, which is really cool because Bitcoin's a nice, relatively stable crypto currency, and it's set to go up in value. And instead of dropping down, there's a lot less uncertainty, and there's a lot more backing in Bitcoin in general. So that's one strategy. The other strategy is to, I guess, what I'm kind of thinking is, so I'm on, like if you look at my farm right now, I'm running 3.5 gigahash on Ethereum, 263 megahash on Ethereum Classic. So these are mostly my 470 rigs. 570 4 megabyte, because the DAG file is too big for to run Ethereum on those. And I'm dual mining some Ton. Now I was doing some Flux as well, and that's also speculative mining. Like a lot of people think, I think Flux is a pretty cool currency. I mean, there's a lot that you can do with it. I think it's very similar to Ethereum, where you can build applications on top of it, and has something similar to smart contracts and everything like Ethereum does. We can actually build authenticating nodes and all that stuff. Like my limited knowledge of the actual application development side on crypto, but a lot of people seem to have faith in it. Personally, it's either going to be for me, go do like DJ Mindset, is to try the NiceHash. The problem with NiceHash is I'm going to have to redo overclocks and or worry about the quick miner, the NiceHash quick miner working properly with all the different cards, because I put a lot of work into overclocking and fine-tuning these cards specifically for Ethereum. And what I do like about HiveOS is that it stores the overclocks for each specific algorithm. And according to the algorithm, and then whatever flight sheet you're running, you can actually have it automatically select the algorithm, and you can actually have it specify the overclocks. So then the problem with that is if there's like a dozen coins or something, there's going to be a lot of ramp up time where I'm going to have to go through each coin, set the overclocks, test it. There's heat management. There's all kinds of stuff that you don't think of that's required, because if you change from ETH hash over to like Kapow type algorithm like Ravencoin, which is or Flux, even things that are more intensive on the CPU, like the actual CPU of the GPU, as opposed to the memory. That tends to raise the temperature, which is going to create more heat. And if you have 100 cards or something like that, it's going to increase the overall heat of your entire farm, which is going to add more stress to the entire operation. So that's a concern as well. So you could basically go in here and check every single day what the coin is, which is the highest profitability coin for your GPU, and just put it in there, and then just go and switch. But I just don't know which one. There's all kinds of coins in here that I'm not even mining right now, that I'm not even really aware of. Like for example, this Conceal. I don't know what that is. I haven't done anything. Ycash. I did look in a little bit, but not really. Complex. I'm not doing any complex. I haven't actually done that either. There's a bunch that I haven't done. The only ones I've done here is Ergo. I think I did some Zero, or maybe not. Ravencoin for sure. Firo is one that I want to start looking at, maybe. Flux. I always looked in this BitTube thing here, but there's the problem I'm finding is that they all have different wallets as well. So it's you got to manage all these freaking wallets. And I'm using Zelcore right now, which is nice. It has a bunch of wallets, a bunch of different types of currencies inside, but not all of them. You can't put Toncoin in there, in which I still have a question. We still have an issue with trying to figure out how the hell I'm going to cash that out at some point. The Toncoin, just because the way the crypto exchanges are and the regulations now in Canada. But I'm sure there's a will, there's a way. Hopefully. But yeah, there's all these coins, and there might be some weird one that just comes out of nowhere. There's some at the bottom even here, like for example, I don't know what this one is. Monero. That's usually what you do for CPU mining. Let's see. So if I go you literally make money on NeoScript or some of these ones at the bottom. Cockatoo, ETH hash, Etho, 36 cents. That could go to the top. Who knows? You don't know. It's just, so you can monitor this every day. It's very laborious. Check it. Go on there, switch your algorithm, and then you might have 15 different freaking altcoins. That's a lot to manage. So I don't know specifically what I'm gonna do yet, but I think I'm gonna either follow one of those two approaches. Probably just try to stick with HiveOS for now, because that's what I like and that's what I enjoy. And I don't want to mess around with overclocks and have to install Windows on all the SSDs, or have to worry about running Hive. Sorry, not running Hive. Worry about running NiceHash. I can just kind of go with what I have right now and just add the coins as I go, learn about the coins as I go. The problem is the number of wallets and managing all those assets is just going to become a big giant pain in the ass. The third strategy is you could just literally stop mining. So the benefit to that is you don't have to pay electricity anymore. So stop mining. So I'll actually write these down. So strategies post ETH 2.0. Okay, so one, I'll just do this. So you could sell, you could stop mining and wait. So you stop mining and you wait until you see what everyone else is doing, until a contender rises to the top, and you see that the profitability is high enough that it's worth your time. Okay, so you stop mining and wait. 2, you sell all your GPUs and recover. You can sell all your GPUs and recover, but I recommend doing that now. If you're going to sell GPUs, don't wait till after, because you'll get less money for them. So you can sell all your GPUs and say, hey, I'm done with mining right now. And you could buy Ethereum, or actually I'll add this one. You can stake Ethereum as well. So you can move over to the proof of stake and go with the game if you have enough money. I think you need like a decent amount of Ethereum. I forget what it is. It's like 90 grand or something. A lot of Ethereum. Yeah, I don't know what the number is off my head. You can look it up. But you can stake Ethereum and you could earn money that way, earn Ethereum that way, right? So you can just stop with mining altogether. Or you could just monitor what to mine daily, switch coins, manage assets. There's a lot more work, and overclocks. Okay, that's what I plan to do. It's more labor intensive, but I think it'll pay off the most in the end, because a lot of people won't want to do that, and they're just going to quit. They're going to sell, and they're going to just not see the profitability there, so they'll lose faith and they'll leave. But if you wait and do this long enough, I think it will pay off, and that's my plan, considering I have a lot invested also in the GPUs. 5, switch to NiceHash, which auto switches algorithms and pays in Bitcoin, which is awesome. So these are what I would recommend doing if you're just kind of wanting to sit and kind of see, but you love mining, you don't want to stop mining. I recommend one of these strategies here. This, if you're kind of done, you're fed up with it and you want to just kind of do your own thing, you want to make some money off of Ethereum, but you need so much Ethereum to do that. So look into those numbers. I think it's like, what is it? It was a big number. 25 Ethereum or something. It was a big number. Okay, you could quit, just sell your GPUs. I recommend doing that now. There's not a lot of time to do it now. If you're going to do that, sell your GPUs for cheap, and get not for cheap, for what you can get from them, because you're not going to get as much if you wait. Then if you wait, you might as well just wait till mining to recover, and then you can get back in mining. Otherwise, you're just not going to invest money. But if it's just want to reach out and grasp whatever you can when ETH2 hits, then this is also a strategy. You can do that. This one is also a decent one too. You could just kind of stop mining and just kind of take a wait and see approach. Just maybe go on vacation. Go take a 2-week vacation somewhere and just wait it out and see what happens. While the shit works itself out, figure out what you want to do and enjoy the savings in electricity and less heat in your house. I mean, that's a strategy. It could work. So, I mean, that's kind of what my take would be on this. I'm not an expert at all, but I do welcome your comments and suggestions in the bottom, because I think a lot of people are looking for answers right now, including myself. And this is just kind of what I see happening. So, all right, guys, I'll leave it at that for today. Until then, see you later and keep on mining. Bye.